Hello, this is Stephen Carlton, Director of Arctic Missions under Bill and Gwen Prankard and the Bill Prankard Evangelistic Association. You guys, I just want to take a couple of minutes of your time just to encourage you and share with you something that the Lord has done personally in my life, and hopefully that would encourage your life as well. As many of you would know, wife and I have been working for Bill and Gwen for the last 2.5 years. In fact, it was September of 2014 when we were hired to run to launch the Arctic Hope Project in Cape Dorset. But prior to all of that, I really had gone through quite an extensive restoration and healing process at Bill Prankard's church, the Dominion Outreach Center, years prior to that. And the Lord taught me something about healing and emotional healing in particular, and how He's able to sort out some pretty difficult things that we can find it hard to navigate, and that being emotional brokenness or trauma or anything like that. At the age of 16, I was abused by a man at the church that my family had been attending, and the same church that I encountered the Lord when I was 14. And completely and radically changed my life to the point where, at high school I was known as Jesus Boy because I really wasn't too concerned about anything else other than people encountering God, and so I developed the nickname Jesus Boy. Just traveling with Bill across Canada, there are a couple people, well-intentioned, say, Stephen, God must have orchestrated that. He must have caused this man to abuse you, because look at what the impact is in Nunavut. Look at all the young people's lives that you're touching, and really inspiring hope. I can see the point that these couple of people were trying to make, but that type of incident where someone is abused or any form of abuse happens, I don't think that's so much the Lord as I do, a backstabbing and lying and cheating devil. Just trying to take advantage of people. And the point that I'm trying to make is found in Romans 8:28. And it says, "We know that all things work together for good to them that love God, and to them who are called according to His purposes." What I take from that scripture is that when we align ourselves, or when we purpose our heart and our affections and our thoughts to God, when we love God, God is able to do amazing things and oftentimes impossible things in our lives. And in my particular case, He was able to restore a big part of me that was taken advantage of, and in such a way that I was able to forgive the very man that had perpetrated against me. Not a very human act to forgive someone of quite an awful thing, but something that God enables us and empowers us to do. I had no intention of forgiving this man, knowing that I would be ministering to young people in Canada's Arctic. I did it because I knew the Lord requires us to forgive people, and I also knew that God would be able to heal me, and that's exactly what He did. But as a byproduct of that, God worked everything out in such a way that right now, in 2017, if I were to speak to every young person in Nunavut, which, by the way, of the young people that have been abused, that's 70% of the overall young people under the age of 25 population, I could turn to them and say to them right now that God can heal you, and God can restore everything that had been taken advantage of, everything that the enemy had purposed to kill you. That God can heal you. And in Cape Dorset right now, we're seeing, tens upon tens of young people in a community of close to, between 12 and 1,300 people, 60% of the population being under the age of 25. I can turn to every one of them and say, God is well and able to heal you and restore everything that was taken. And we're seeing it happen where we're young girls who've been abused when they were, less than 10 years old, contemplated suicide, for the last number of years, encountered the power of God and heard my testimony, heard the testimony of the other team members of the Arctic Hope Project, completely transformed to the point where they're no longer suicidal. They're graduating their grades, finishing full-time employment for the community, working and serving the community, and thinking about post-secondary. what God can do in your life. If you say, God, here I am, what He's able to do is truly amazing and would almost seem impossible. So just keep that in mind, that God is able and will work all things together because you love Him. Canada is a country that God is deeply thoughtful of. He's very concerned with Canada. And you're part of the work that God is doing in this nation because you pray and you support the efforts under BPEA and the mandate that God has given us. Be encouraged. God is doing something in Canada, and we are going to see incredible things happen in this nation. God bless you.